What are we debating here?
Can fathers love their daughters too much? It's obviously a setup for me, but go ahead.
Oh,
can a father love his daughter too much?
Well, the thing is, though, Ben, can you explain to me why you thought it was a good idea to go on Locale Live and lean more into the incest stuff again? Do you think that that's really going to propel your career? Because it hasn't.
All right, so that's a separate debate.
Yeah, but that's part of the loving the daughter too much. So do we agree? The whole point was leaning into it, right? The whole point is that you lean into this shit. Why do you keep leaning into it? Why won't you just stop?
Well, okay, so you're saying this is the debate?
I'm saying that that's what the setup seems to be.
Well, on the Locale Live, a guy said that Grace was degenerate. I came on to say, like, what do you mean degenerate? He said, you say you flirt with your daughter, and I explained flirting.
And you leaned into it again. You just keep
leaning into it. That's actually not leaning in.
It is leaning into it.
So I will give you an answer to your question why I'm willing to make statements, which I think if you read them straightforwardly are not controversial. I'm not being a provocateur, but I do think that a lot of young people, especially on the internet, are seen as dangerous and sexually dangerous to interact with. And I do think that's a huge problem. I don't think it's a problem. For example, a lot of people on the internet think that if I was to flirt with a girl who's under 18, flirt, in other words, which means playfully talk.
See, but that's the problem, right? The language right there, right? That's
so I have a chatter for. Yeah, well,
it's unnecessarily provocative, and the only purpose of it is to lean into it because you think it drives controversy. It's always been
I think it's actually an important point.
If you, because of your age, if you were a person who made an offhand comment of, oh yeah, I like to flirt, with girls who are around me or something like this, as a throwback, I think that people would have been fine with it. But instead, you just keep running with it and running with it and running with it while the entire internet eviscerates you. Why do you do that? Stupid.
Well, because I think there's a moral hysteria. I think there's a
but I think that Grace
back on by good men like
me. But what you've done by proxy of doing this is you've wrecked Grace's career. Fucking stupid. Why did you? I still don't really understand why you did that, because by you leaning into it, what Grace is famous for on the internet, and she's not famous, but what she's famous for on the internet is that people think that you had sex with her, Ben. That's what.
Well, Andrew, that was inevitable on the internet because I'm an extremely good-looking, charming guy, and Grace is an extremely good-looking, charming girl, and we have a nice chemistry.
There's plenty of good-looking people who aren't accused of incest.
On the internet, people are going to say incest.
Yeah, some people. There's a minority. There's a minority of trolls who might make those wild, outrageous claims, and people would dismiss them, except that you lean into them.
You know who started making
it? Has gotten to the point.
Christians like you.
Christians. Yeah, I never.
Not you.
Not you. I never.
Christians.
I never affirmed that was true. In fact, I said that people were stupid and that it was a bit that you dumbasses wouldn't drop. But that's what she's famous for. What she's famous for is being a locale who people laugh at because they think that she has sex with you, Ben.
Do you really think they think that? No, they don't think that.
I've seen enough now that people, I do think, I've seen actual highly skilled political commentators, guys that I would consider skilled commentators, who dive into it and seem to lean into the why don't they deny it? I don't really understand. This doesn't really make sense. I do deny
it. I've never touched my daughter inappropriately in any way.
Yeah, but
there's only so many times I can say that.
Yeah, but
or any of my kids. Or a woman.
Problem. Yeah, but the problem, Ben, is
although I did hit up Rachel once, and I do.
When you say words like inappropriate or something like that, how do we know you don't think an incestuous relationship is appropriate?
I believe in the Catholic Church's teaching about incest.
Right. Okay. So, but this is my thing, right? It's like, why lean into it? You have so many people.
Well, I told you why. I told you why, because I think there's a moral hysteria. Andrew, let me ask you this question. If our Lord has one message to people in regards to sexuality, what do you think it was?
It's not to lean into incest claims.
Well, he was accused of leaning into hanging around with prostitutes, right?
No. I don't
He wasn't?
know. He wasn't.
Well, he wasn't
accused of
prostitutes and tax collectors. Well, and he didn't say like I would never talk to them, right? And he came to the defense of a woman who was about to be stoned.
You're not Jesus Christ. Ben, you're not Jesus Christ.
I was,
and not only that. Yeah, I get it. But the thing is that the persecution. There is no persecution of you. What happened was this. Here was the series of events. you wanted some clout, and you noticed that saying this in an evasive way brought you a lot of attention, so you rolled
Andrew,
with it.
Get your timeline right. When I came on the internet, I wanted to be a debater, a religious debater. That's when I encountered you. There was none of this talk. Now, it is inevitable that a guy like me, a masculine man, is going to, if I was by myself, what would they call me? If I was this kind of guy playing this role, they're going to call me a rapist, right? Because good men,
nobody would call you that.
Are always accused of two things, Andrew.
They're not going to call you that.
Being violent and sexually out of control. That's what people with daddy issues accuse guys like me of.
That's cope. Yes, there'll always be trolls who might say that, but you really kind of sidestepped this issue, and so let's bring it back. You thought that leaning into it was fun, and it brought you a lot of attention because it was provocative, but it came back to burn you.
That's a good point.
Hang on, Ben. I'm almost done. I'll let you respond. But it came back to you to haunt you, and literally what you're famous for, what you and Grace are famous for together on the internet, and the reason you're invited to places like Locale Live is because people think you actually have sex with her, Ben. They really do believe
I don't
that.
think so. No,
man, actually, I've heard it from so many people at this point that I have a hard time believing they don't think so.
Andrew, if I make a simple point of saying, for example, that there are 15-year-old girls on the beach, and you'll say I'm doing this now, that there are 15-year-old girls you might see at the beach, and you'll have an instinctual sexual reaction if they're fully formed to them. I think that's an important thing to say, is absolutely uncontroversial. Now, will people say you're a offender if you say that? Yes. Fuck them. And if it gets me clout by saying something which totally normal, which any normal human being would say, then that's great too. If that makes me infamous as a
well, then why don't you?
I got a dick and balls, and there's nothing wrong with it.
Yeah,
and my dick and balls react to beautiful women of whatever age. In my case, after puberty, the same way everyone else's does, but we won't admit it.
Okay, Ben. Well, you know who else took this route? Mr. Girl.
Yeah, I think Mr. Girl.
Do you think it did well for him? Do you think it did something a little bit Max Carson?
I think he did something a little bit different.
He literally was saying the exact same thing that you're saying right now.
I think
the exact same thing. In fact, he went on Vosh's stream and they had an engagement where this was his exact argument to Vosh.
Yeah, I think he did bring some light to things. Yeah, by being provocative.
I
don't think he always rode the line right.
How did that work out?
I don't know how it worked out. Let me explain
to you how it worked out. How it worked out was YouTube snuffed out his entire career, threw him off the platform. DGG dropped him. He ended up streaming to his own website and barely making enough money to scrape by. Now he makes edgy songs about being a PDF.
Okay, how did our Lord's life work out? How did our Lord's life work out?
He came to die for our sins. Max Carson did not. Max Carson did not come to die for your right to talk about underage women being hot to you, Ben. You didn't come to Earth to tell us that, Ben.
Okay, was he the way, the truth, and the life?
Yes, you're not.
Okay, so
you're talking about underage girls being hot at the beach is not the way, the truth, and the life.
Would that I be worthy to suffer as he suffered? I'm not a baby and a bitch like you who has to make money with grifts. I don't give a fuck if I tell the truth and I tell it honestly and openly.
Yeah, that's bullshit.
They can all come and crucify me. Would that I was worthy of the sufferings of our Lord.
Yeah, I know. What are they crucifying you for? Because you just have to talk about how hot you find underage women at the beach? You think that that's smart?
Yeah, I think it's smart. Yes, I do. Okay. And I think there are an increasing number of normal people, and I think you're one of them, who recognize the truth of that statement, at least, that is true. And that this hysteria about makes no sense. And a lot of it is just envy from losers on the internet who need to get the fuck out of here. Now, if you want to talk about Mr. Girl's real downfall was when he interacted with that little bitch, Stephen Kenneth Bunnell, who you've been blacklisted from, as well as me. He called me the most dangerous man he's ever encountered. You
weren't on the blacklist. You weren't on the blacklist, Ben.
No, I'm beyond the blacklist. I'm like with you when you couldn't even speak my name. That's how bad it was. But
I just didn't give you any clout because you were a fucking little clout goblin. Constantly nipping at my heels, and by the way, for no reason for it. Never did anything to you, except said I didn't want to engage with you anymore because you were fucking annoying.
Oh, now we're gonna get personal, Andrew. You were a bitch. You banned me.
No, you were a bitch. You were hanging on my fucking balls for dear life for clout.
When did I ever ban you from my chat? When?
Who cares? You don't have a big enough chat to ban anyone, Ben.
Never. Oh, it's getting pretty big, Andrew.
No, it's tiny. It's still a fucking sub 100 channel for the most part, man. Even when you go on these local lives, the reason is, Ben, is for just as, and I've always been honest with you. You're not a good entertainer. That's on you. It's not on me. No, it's true.
I'm way better than you.
You think putting a ball gag on your fucking in your mouth?
Absolutely, goddamn right. That's absolutely right. Because I'm showing you people that what you are.
Nobody wants to deal with you because you're not
a bunch of.
You're not a good entertainer. That's on you.
Yeah. No, I think I am a great entertainer.
You're a bad entertainer,
and you know it. No, you know it.
Ben, I've never thought so. I've never thought that you had the thing. I've never.
Yeah, you did, because you had to scrub my debate off your channel because I'm way more charismatic than you. I'm way better looking than you. I'm taller than you.
Ben,
I'm more intelligent. I have better education.
So you're saying. My friend. So I just want to make sure that I get this right. Your actual position,
but I don't do what you do.
I removed the debate from my channel because I was afraid if I kept it up that you would become a big giant streamer. That's your actual position.
That's right. Yeah. That's right.
So
no, because you didn't want to collaborate because you recognized that someone was way more talented than you.
Because I don't like you.
And that's why you don't like me, because I'm better.
No, I just don't like you personally. And
you don't have to be better than me. You don't have to be better at me.
I don't have to. I'm not saying anybody has to be better than anybody. I'm just saying I never thought ever, and I've always been very public about this, that you were a good entertainer. I always thought Grace was a good entertainer.
That's a lie.
And here's the thing that's so funny, Ben, is that I will literally say about people I hate. I will literally say about people I hate if I think they're a good entertainer or not.
Okay, so you don't think that I bring charisma to the screen and energy to the screen?
You're mostly just annoying.
So I'm boring? So am I boring? Let's go into the lie. I'm boring. This is boring. Yeah. This presentation is boring.